vestibular portion located in the vestibule of my ear, and the cochlear one located, the receptor also located in the cochlea of the ear, which is, we refer to it by organ of, what do we call it? Organ of Corti? Yeah? Did they put it over here? Organ Corti? Whatever. I believe so. I remember something like that. Corti.
Yeah.
Okay, well, anyway, so the vestibular portion basically is the balance, and the cochlear part is the hearing. So both the receptors, whether from the vestibule or from the cochlea, they will emerge to carry the sensation in one single nerve tract fiber, and that's the nerve tract fiber until they're reaching the brain. It comes out of the pons too, which is, we saw earlier, as we said, locate the pons. If you see the facial, that's mean just immediately underneath of it will be the vestibulocochlear nerve. So in this picture, you have three nerves that you can do, guys. Trigeminal, facial, and vestibulocochlear, okay? Again, this is an axial cut. This is a coronal cut. That's an axial cut, which is, you are seeing how both the vestibulocochlear from the internal auditory reaching further to the pons nucleus. We saw that picture, if you guys remember. This is the vestibule area, and basically within the vestibules you have the receptors that are responsible for your balance. And of course, we don't see the cochlea. Earlier I told you, just behind your ear there is a tiny hole, the one that I showed it to you, that one. You see, that's the facial canal, which is, this is the way how the facial nerve exits to supply the facial expression muscles of our face. Next, glossopharyngeal nerve. Your glossopharyngeal nerve, it is two function, motor and sense at the same time, okay? The motor one is to supply your pharynx, to swallow, okay? In return, the autonomic one, not the autonomic, the sense one, tongue, the carotid sinus. When we get to the next, we're going to talk about it. Earlier, you guys remember, we said we have the right and the left common carotid artery, and then we need two branches, right? What are they? Internal and external carotid artery. Now, between those two, where exactly the bifurcation, I have a ganglia, which is, we said ganglia is neuronal cells body, collection of couple neuron cells body together. And we said this is what? Station. And your glossopharyngeal nerve is connected to this ganglia. Just one single example, just for you guys to understand. What does your blood arterial carry? My blood artery carry what? Oxygen? That's the oxygen. The receptors over here are very sensitive to the oxygen, CO2, the pH of the blood, and so on. You can name. If the level of the oxygen is not enough, let's pretend you are in a burning area, correct? When you are in the burning area, what do? Do you breathe fast or slow? Huh? At the beginning, you breathe, you hold your breath, correct? But toward the end, you're gonna what? You're gonna breathe fast, not because you want to, because your brain tells you to do so. You guys got that one? Okay. The amount of the CO2 is too much. Those receptors, they get activated. When they get activated, they carry the stimulus through what? Mr. Glossopharyngeal. Mr. Glossopharyngeal immediately tell your brain stem, where is the center of the breathing, that there is too much what? CO2. A reflex from the brain stem direct to your lungs, tells your lungs to do what? So at the very beginning, when we are in the burning area, we try to prevent what? Breathing any of the CO2, because too much. So we hold it until when? Until we cannot hold anymore. Why? Because the action comes from the brain. Same concept if you have low oxygen. Same concept if you have high blood pressure. So everything has to be moved to where? Through my brain. My brain has to know everything happening in your body because it has to what? To adjust accordingly, keeping your body homeostatic. So any change will be activating the receptors through the ganglia, and the ganglia is connected to my glossopharyngeal nerve that move this happened problems to my brain, and my brain has to take action. You guys got the point? Okay, that's it. To locate the glossopharyngeal in your image, you need to go all the way toward what? The medulla. So you guys remember I told you, the higher the number of the cranial nerve, the lower you need to go where? On the brain stem. So basically we are at what number? 9, right? Huh? 9. So 9, too much. A lot. That's meaning we've already get to the medulla. So this is the medulla, those are the pyramidal decussation, this is the olive. We talked about them earlier, the olive nuclei, if you guys remember. And this is my glossopharyngeal, and later on we're going to talk about Mr. Vagus, because it's next to it. So vagus nerve composed of also sensory and the motor fiber with a lot of branches, of course. The sensory fiber is also for what? Part of your neck and your chest structure, including pharynx, larynx, trachea. And also your vagus nerve also makes station in this ganglia. Correct? Do you know that pressing on those ganglia for 30 seconds, you will kill the person? Just massage it. Like this. Why? Loud. What does vagus nerve do to your heart? What's the action of my vagus nerve in my heart? Slow it down. It's a sympathetic or parasympathetic action? Mrs. Aliyah! They forgot everything. Okay, the sympathetic system, we call it flight-fight situation. When you are alert, like you, Mrs. Carolina. No? Carolina? My God. Okay. Carolina is the state. Oh, sorry, Carolina. Mrs. Carolina. Right now, you are in my classroom, and I know you hate me a lot. You are so alert. Okay? And you keep looking at the time. When this guy, he is going to let us go, damn it, it is Saturday. Am I right? So everybody's alert. I like your honesty. 5 points for you. Now, all of us, we're going to go and drive the car, and God help you. San Diego people, raise your hand. Down, 3 hours, those another flight-fight situation. That's mean your sympathetic nervous system is so alert, and your adrenaline is what? Pushing a lot, to the point you sweat even if it's cold outside. Now, what's going to happen to you when you get home? Oh my God. That's going to be funny. Now, I'm not going to tell you about any one of us what will happen when you get home. I'm going to take an example, Hollywood people. Hollywood people, they work a little bit in the movie, they make a couple $1 million, and they come back home what? Tired. Too much. They get tired. Correct? What do? They go in their jacuzzi, And then piece of steak, broccoli, mashed potato, glass of wine, and they're what? Relaxing in their jacuzzi. And of course, Beverly Hills. Meaning, the parasympathetic system is what? Is working a lot. This is what we call it relaxation. Your parasympathetic system. Your heart beating slowly, you're breathing slowly, you are enjoying your steak. I don't know how much is the piece of steak, but you can use your imagination. So, pushing on those ganglia, stimulating vagus nerve, and vagus nerve will what? Slows down my heart. Keep push until the heart is what? Stop. Don't do. Okay? Are you married?
Me no.
Okay. We are safe then. Sensory fiber, we said, supply all of the above, including the carotid body, which is the same where is the glossopharyngeal, bronchi, esophagus, stomach, intestine, and gallbladder. You guys know that your bowel always what? Contracting peristaltic. You don't do it. You contract only those muscles. But what makes your bowel to contract, to push the food? Your vagus nerve. The somatic fiber innervate the pharynx, larynx, and are mostly the autonomic fibers. So the only nerve that we said reach beyond the neck is your vagus nerve. Basically, your vagus nerve supplying all of your chest structure and your abdominal structures. Nothing will happen in your abdomen without the action from my vagus nerve, including the gases, by the way. I don't ask any function, guys, so you don't need to worry about the function, okay? As long as you are able to point on the nerve on your image, that's what you need to do. So that's the vagus nerve. If you do get the medulla, you'll be able to tell that this is Mr. Vagus nerve. You can relate it to jugular foramina, which is the hole in the cranium base where the internal jugular vein exit, having the blood back to my heart. Accessory nerve, they call it accessory because the fiber of that nerve basically comes out of the vagus nerve. And the accessory nerve is to supply what? Muscles of some of my shoulder, like the sternocleidomastoid and the trapezium. That's it. So their fiber is communicating with what? With the cervical plexus, and that's why they call it accessory. And of course, to point on the accessory, also you will need to look for the medulla. Hypoglossal nerve is cranial nerve number 12, also originated from the medulla, as you could see, the right and the left. And look over here, because we are a little bit down, we still be able to see in this particular patient the right and left vertebral artery, yet before they emerge to give me what? The basilarity. You guys remember we said the right and the left vertebral emerge to give me basilarity. So because we are all the way down, lower than this stuff, guys. We are almost over here. And this is why, yet, the right and the left vertebral artery, they didn't emerge. Okay? Question? Any question? No question? This is the hypoglossal canal, which is the cranial nerve, number 12, hypoglossal, used to exit the cranium. So, to point on the hypoglossal canal, you just need to go next to the internal jugular vein. So both internal jugular vein and the hypoglossal are next to each other, and both are right and left respectively to my foramen magnum. What does the hypoglossal do? Supply the posterior 1/3 of your chest. The anterior 2/3 are supplied by If you tell me, I'll let you go early. The anterior 2/3 of your tongue taste supplied by which nerve?
Nine.
You are free to go. Facial nerve. The posterior 1/3 are supplied by glossopharyngeal nerve. Any question?